Yo, what's up, you guys? Street Trader FX here, back with another video, man. Haven't been here in a long time, so I think the last time I uploaded a video was on the 14th of September. So which day is it today? Almost 2 weeks. So isn't really good on my side. So actually one or 2 weeks, but yeah. Let's start. I'm basically going to do two breakdowns for you guys so that you can be able to have an open mind if there's something that you were curious that you didn't know how I took the like a certain trade last week so that you would know what led me to that. So yeah, man, let's start. So here I have the links to the charts of the trades that I took last week on GBPUSD. As you all know, like I'm going to do a breakdown on GBPUSD alone this time. So yeah, this is just the before uh analysis, which I think I did send it to you guys, and I took it based off of the, I think it was the M15. Yeah, this is the time it got triggered in, and then yeah, it really took a lot of time here consolidating. So we're gonna just break down everything here and what led me to decide to take the setup here, and yeah, it went straight to the TP. So let's start with this one, then after that we'll discuss the one which happened during the FOMC meeting. So yeah, let's start, man. Let's start. So yeah, let's see what happened here. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So this is our weekly range right here. This is the high of the week, and then this is the low. So I'm just gonna break down everything for you guys here on this video. So how I started my analysis on GBPUSD, I looked at this as a clean break of structure here, right? And I saw that price did, I think it, yeah, did take out this high here, this previous high. It broke the structure here, and then it came back for that first retest, but it never really made a new low. So I was expecting a continuation to the downside. So that's what led me to take a sell here. I think it was on a Monday, so it led me to take a sell there. So let's just quickly see what led to that sell. So after seeing all this happening, what I then looked at was that fine, we also took out these highs out here, also took out these highs out, and then we broke the structure here, right? After breaking the structure, so you can see Monday was here, right? This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we're gonna look at what led me to decide to take a sell on a Monday and not expect it to come back higher to maybe close this imbalance above here. So let's just quickly go to the 4 hour right now. Yeah, and someone feel free to let me know what a baritone voice means, because someone once mentioned that I have a baritone voice. I don't even know what it means. I should have done my own research, but yeah, hopefully someone has a better explanation of it. What is a baritone voice? Interesting. Interesting. And yeah, everyone these days is calling me Uncle Street. And the main reason is because of Avi. So yeah, man, you just started a whole apocalypse. Let's see. Let me add my period separators here. So we can see here on the 4 hour, there's really nothing clean for us to work with, right? So Friday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, right? So we're gonna quickly go to the 1 hour. Yeah, I think I did take this out on Tuesday. Yeah. So the sell happened on a Tuesday, right? So after seeing this price dropping lower right here, this was on a Monday. It broke the structure on a Monday, right? And then here, that's what led me to start looking for the sell. This was Monday's price action right here, right? So you can see here, you don't really see anything. Price was just like this, right? Price was just like this. You don't really see anything yet. So on this time frame, I don't really see anything clean. The only thing clean I'd say would have to be this candle right there, right? That's the only thing which looked a lot more cleaner. because you'd have that inducement here, right? You'd have that inducement here. So on the 1 hour, obviously we don't see anything clear. That's what I saw at that time. So we're gonna quickly go to the M30. So when I got to the M30, this is what I saw, right? There's two things which I had in mind. I was like, fine, I have two areas which can possibly give me a sell. The first one being this one right here, which we sold from, and the second one being here, right? So what goes on in my head is that, fine, if this first area here fails, I'm gonna look at this one, right? Rather than to have to wait for this one and not see price coming back there. So I marked this one out here as well, because I think we did have a stop hunt here. I'm not really sure. We had that stop hunt there and this break of structure there. So this would have been the inducement had this level failed, right? But then this level already had its own inducement. So that's what led me to start deciding to want to look for sells around here first before even considering this one above, because of how it looked, the way it was approaching this area. So fine, we need to see this being a strong high, which is one of the videos which Avi did make on his YouTube channel, right? It's basically a stop hunt. So yeah. Also, I have to. I'll leave their YouTube channels in the description. Slay Buddha as well. Yeah. So let's see. I don't really remember anyone else who also has a YouTube channel, but yeah, man. So let's see. On the M15, when I got there, right, I only refined this other zone, which was also a consideration should this one fail. So when I got here, I refined my POI, which is this level right here, this candle. I refined it up until there, and then I saw this structure here, right? I saw this structure here for the sell. This is a sell setup right here. It's basically the QM, which the POI, this level right here, this one. Let's see, can we change the color? This one right here is basically this one, and then this high and this low is basically this one and this one, and then this inducement right here is basically this one, right? This one right here. So fine, now we got that out of the way. This was my sell setup. Then Tuesday came around, right? It came around and I waited for my sell. I had my limits here with my stop loss there. And this is basically, I think it's also within my risk threshold. I usually go for 5 pips, but this one also worked. But I think I also did go to the M5, if I'm not wrong. So let's see. I think I did go to the M5. And I'll also break down my target, because usually I target previous lows and also areas which I expect, what's that? Areas which I also expect reversals from, like support levels. I don't think I did refine it up until there. Yeah, I didn't refine it up until there. So this to me would be over refining the level, right? This would be over refining. That's why I think I did take the entry at the M15 candle. So I didn't want to over refine it because it's less than 10 pips. So yeah, that's what we had to work with. Network is a bit slow though, don't know why. So we got the entry there. First target being here, and at the previous low, the reason why you'd want to be very disciplined with taking partials here is for you to not be greedy and want to hold it for a long-term move, because it might fool you to think that it's gonna go down long-term and then it comes back and take you out without a loss. So that's a waste of effort. So let's quickly go to the reason why I had my targets where I had them, because it did reverse around where my targets were. So yeah, man, network is really slow. Let me just check it on my phone and try to connect with it. So my targets, I got them at this previous level here, right? I got them at this previous level here because in here there's a reasoning for a buy right here. In here we had what we had in here, right? We had this top hunt here, we had this break of structure here, and we also had this inducement right there, right? We also had this inducement right here. So primarily you'd want to look at this zone as a potential buy zone, right? So what does that mean when you are in a sell? It means that this is an area where you should either be taking off all of your positions or maybe partials around this zone. So I just quickly marked this one out at this level. Let's just change it to red, man. So I marked it up like this, and then I refined this zone because around this zone I want to be looking at an area where the buy would possibly start from. It doesn't mean it will give us a buy. We're just looking at the likelihood of it being respected, right? So on the 1 hour I don't see anything because this zone is very big. I want to refine it, right? You want to refine it and make it a bit small. But yeah, if you like it big, you can have it. Yeah. So when I got to the M30, I saw this imbalance right there. So I refined it up until that level. So I'm comfortable with that. I'm really not sure if this was within my risk threshold because I obviously go for 5 pips. Obviously it wasn't. So I was still okay with it because that's where I was looking to take most of my profits from. So when we got there, I had my targets at I think 191 around there. 191 was my level for take profit. So you can see did hit the take profit and then it started to give us that reversal. So that's the first breakdown of the sell setup which I had here on GBPUSD, and hopefully it gives you an insight of what my thought process was at this point. So yeah, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna quickly break down this GBPUSD during the FOMC meeting, and then yeah, that'll be shit. I almost thought I wasn't recording, and this always happens. I don't know why. Like in my mind, I was like, man, I'm already done. Was I recording? So yeah, we're gonna look at the sell during the FOMC meetings, which I think yeah is this one right here. So let's remove the session breaks. So as you all know, like during the FOMC meetings, we're gonna go to the M15. During the FOMC meetings, I noticed that most of the news were going to happen around New York. So not yeah, I noticed that most of the news were going to happen around New York. So I wasn't really interested in trading London because most of the time it just creates a bit of indecision in order to generate liquidity for the New York session time. So what happened at that point and what I saw during the FOMC meeting release, we saw this down move, and I think I had this marked up. Let me quickly look for the chart for you guys so that you can see that other. I had this marked up. I think I posted it after this one, so let's see. My finger strokes are incredible, man. Like, you should see how fast I'm moving this. Oh my god. Let's see. I'm looking for it on my Telegram right now, so I think it has to be this one. And we had this area marked up for a potential up move, and then from there, once we saw this buy side liquidity ran out, we then started looking for sells, targeting the FOMC low and ending the targets below this low. But I was really comfortable ending my targets around this level right there. So let's quickly load in the other chart. The first one is this one. That was the whole projection of the up move. It's gonna load right now, so let's be patient. So that was the whole projection. I didn't really trade this one. I just marked it up for the potential up move, and then yeah, from there we got it. which was around this level here. This was the zone which we had. And if we had to break down why, it has everything which I basically look for when I look for a setup. We traded into that other buy zone right there from the M30, right? We traded into that zone, and then we got this M15 setup here as a potential buy setup, right? So we're just gonna quickly show you right now so that you would be on the same page with me and hopefully gain a bit of insight as to what I have in mind whenever I look for trades. So let's quickly wait for it to load. Man. It was within this level right there. Which one was it? Just quickly, I don't think it's this one though. Has to be another previous one. Has to be this one. So whenever you trade into a zone, right? I just want to quickly show you the fractal nature of the setups. So you can see we had this stop hunt here. We had this break of structure right there. We also had this inducement right there, right? And then we have this buy zone. Once you get into your level, your buy zones, you look for the same thing. You look for the same thing. You got in your buy zone at this level right here. You got in your buy zone at this level, right? And obviously your targets will be at the previous high, right? Your targets will be at the previous high. Once you get into that buy zone, remember we had that stop hunt previously. Had the stop hunt right there. Break of structure, inducement. We then something like this, man. Inducement. We came back to take out that inducement with this move right here. We took out that inducement with this move, right? So from here, you look for the same setup for your buy. So that's what you want to look for here. We got into that zone, we created the stop hunt. When you go to the M15, look at this. Stop hunt in the buy zone of the previous setup, right? Previous setup, yeah. And then you got this break of structure. Your inducement was here before the FOMC meetings. And then after this inducement, where's your buy zone? Your buy zone is here, right? Your buy zone is there. Take your buy and you get a quickie, right? You get your quickie. In less than 5 minutes, you already 50 pips, and then we take the sell here. Let's see how far it went though. Shoo, what the hell? And man, this is crazy. This is insane. I want to see how fast it came up. I have a dirty mind, I don't know why. Come on. So anyway, it took like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, like 6 minutes for you to make 50 pips. 6 minutes. So let's say someone was really aggressive, obviously, unless maybe if you were lucky, you used the zone. Man, this would have been insane. Let's see how many hours this was. Let's say someone was filled here. 1 pip. This would have been 1:38 in 6 minutes. Wow. Beautiful. But anyway, that's not what we are focusing on right now. So we just gonna go to the 1 hour and break down the last sell that we had during the FOMC meeting. But that was also one of the setups which I had prior to the sell. So I just wanted to also give you an insight on that. So when we after the FOMC was released, it took out this previous high here. So above here, I wanted to look for a sell, mainly because of this stop hunt, break of structure there, inducement, right? I didn't really care much about the zones at this point because I already saw a sell setup within here. So with the zones, you can see there's really nothing clear. But then for me, since well, it did align with my expectations during the FOMC, I just look for the sell. So yeah. So from here, I then went to the M1 to look for my sell setup. And everything that I'm showing you right now is what I basically use. But even though like it's not everything which I used on other setups, but then yeah, it will suffice. Come on, man. So you can see it's really slow. I don't know why. So after we took out that buy side liquidity, and I think it was on the previous day's high, probably. Or it was probably, oh, it was this day's high, and let's see, has to be the Asia high. Yeah, it was the Asia high. We traded into the zone. We almost took it out though. I think we did take this zone out as well. I think we took the zone out right there. We just tapped it a little bit. Yeah, we did take it out. So after doing that, after running this buy side liquidity, which was Asia's high, we then saw a sell setup, which was a stop hunt here above the previous day's high, a break of structure here, and then inducement right there. And then from there, what are we seeing? Right? An entry here. So entry there, stop loss above there, 5 pips. That's within my risk threshold. My target was the FOMC low. Because most breakout traders who had their buy limits here, I mean their buy stops here, obviously had their stops below this FOMC low, just so they would feel a bit safe. But then it's not so safe anymore. So had my targets there. Man, I feel like I'm ranting, but yeah. So below this FOMC low, so that was my target, and then I think I did take off full like my full position off below this low, and then from here my last target was here. So from there just consolidated a bit and then made the retracement. So let's see how far the retracement did go. I want to see if there was any reaction here, because I did. Oh, not so good. But anyway, that ends the breakdown of the GBPUSD sell trades which I had this like the previous week. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of insight as to what I look for what I do when I look for trades. So yeah, man, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.